Hello coaches, my name is Sonja Woland and I am the para-badminton coach for Norway. I like to welcome the former world champion silver medalist Wong Choong Hann to the World Coaching Conference to discuss the current high performance trends in men's single.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Thanks for having me here today at the BWF World Coaching Conference 2025. My name is Wong Choong Han. I will briefly introduce myself. I'm currently serving the Hong Kong China team as the head coach, and I previously served the national team of Malaysia as well for four and a half years. And today, I'm gonna talk about the men's singles current trend of play and some insights in the coaching method and philosophies. And as everybody knows, men's singles game has evolved quite a fair bit comparing to some years ago. And nowadays, they play at a much more faster pace generally, and I've summarized a few key points today, together with some training method demonstration, just to bridge in between the gameplay concept and reverse it back to how we could apply it in training, so that we could prepare the players for competition. Right. So now, I think as the evolution of men's singles going, from I think the first point is we have applied much more short serve compared to the high serve last time, and a lot of much more initiative that the receiver had in their mind, and the rallies have become much more aggressive, trying to find opening to score. Right? I think that's first point for me. Second point is that there's a higher percentage of defensive transition drop shots, which is a little bit far from the net, and a lot of long net play. That is pretty often happening in a game, and there's a reason for that. It's always a reason for why we choose to play the net a little bit further from the net. Okay, the reason is you take away the comfort zone from your opponent and make his chance to secure good net play to be less successful, right? And sorry. And third point is that there's a higher frequency of interchange between from attack to defense and from defense to attack, which is a counter attack. I think the interchange between this full defense mode and full attack mode, which is pretty fast paced, and the interchange is very quick. Thus, as a single player nowadays, it's important that not just you're equipped with the physical ability from your body's muscles, cardiovascular ability, hand skills to deliver the tactical needs, but also I think from mental side, it is important where you need to be quick to adapt to the change, because that's where you command the body to respond to the needs of the game. And sometimes we can see that not that our players do not have the ability to deliver the skills, but they just could not respond from the mind. So they just retrieve and empty shots without thoughts. And that's where we have surrendered the initiative to the opponent. So I think that part is also one of the key points that I've prepared today. And the last one, I think, is more, we always talk about with the current technology in terms of S&C, strength and conditioning know-how, to prepare the body better, the recovery ability of the players is becoming better because of the advancement of recovery options. And then also from the speed and power side, we need to apply onto the game, not just on the physical side, not just on the footwork and ability to jump, but also on the hand skill side, where we are able to change the tempo and the rhythm of the shuttle's flight. So I think that one will make a change in terms of the ability of a player to penetrate the opponent's defense system, where our player could create a good opening and go for a score. All right. So I think first one, I would like to demonstrate. I would like to invite the players. I know Anna and Inugat. Okay, thanks. So, do you think I could have another rackets of yours? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Oops. Okay. Anna? Thank you. All right. Okay. I think the first demonstration I would like to apply based on these few concepts. Normally, we talk about physical and agility conditioning. It's mostly we apply that off court based on a scientific approach with numbers which is measurable and quantifiable. And then from that numbers, we could track and create a good periodization plan to our players, where we could track their progressive overloading timeline. You know, you can plan a 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, or even 18 months timeline for the players. If you are into a new Olympic cycle, you can even plan a 48 months timeline periodization plan. And here, I would like to introduce a concept where we, as a badminton coach, not strictly a professional S&C coach, but I believe we could apply those off-court training method on court. Okay, and here, one of my points is we could apply the HIIT, high intensity interval training method, directly on court. And why? Because as I said earlier, it is a more measurable, quantifiable way to gauge where our players are at a certain point of time. Then we could play around with this method. We could play around with the intensity, the volume, the sets, the rest work ratio, as same as how a S&C coach apply their program to our players to build their physics. But we use that to build our players' combined ability on court using this method. Okay, Anna, first one, we will do 1 defense 2. Okay, 1 defense 2, and at the back, it's okay. And you can do the front. Okay. Normally we did some of this transition control from the with one guy at the front and one guy have to do the transition at the back plus some front court movement, as we do always, right? So just to share with you guys, we did some training together quite a few times, so we know each other quite well. Yeah, so we will do a triangle side, triangle training program here, just one side here. So it's kind of like a segmentation training. So we scale down the movement side so that the quality of the shot is more focused and more pressure for Arne on the other end. And Arne also have to bring the ball back to this side to stay focused on 2 or 3 sets of skill sets, but it is interchange in between, right? And here, usually, there you could put another guy at the back, because normally on a general way of training program, we apply one method in one program. If this is a transition defensive drop shot plus retrieve of long net shots, this is one element. Or if you do a full defense, when everybody is doing attacking and you're doing full defense, that is also a single element training method. But here, you could apply 2 elements at one go. So here, let's say we could start this one, and in between, Arnold could clear the ball to the base. So it is a transition shots plus turn defense. A transition shots just to secure command in the game. But sometimes when you really lose it, you clear the base. So this is how this program works, okay? Yeah, Ken? So. Yeah, okay. So we could see with this, then there's a question of why. Sometimes we know when some of our players, where they could apply and deliver this training method consistently, they are at least 3, 5, 8 years into the badminton game, or some even are more than 10 years when they come to elite level at the age of 20-ish. So they have trained this single element training method for a long time. Sometimes on a bad day when the body is tired, we could go into a lazy brain effect where their body is just executing the training program by the coach, but their mind is not functioning. There's no game plan inside. They just go through the motions. But when you apply 2 elements or 3 elements into the training method, you kickstart the mindset where they are practicing this reinforcement, skill set reinforcement training program, plus a dash of elements of strategies inside. That's why they could not stay lazy on the mind. With this program, you could kickstart the activity from the mindset, because they have to apply the reinforcement skill set training plus a strategy plan. All right, and with this, there are two ways. If I have a program for this one, say 2.5 minutes on the right side, 2.5 minutes on the left side. I mean, the clear objective is a reinforcement of 2 to 3 skill sets simultaneously with tactical elements, as I said earlier, to prevent the lazy brain effect. But the second one, when I just mentioned earlier, where we could apply the HIIT method, we could increase the frequency of the exchange into a high-speed mode, but we shorten the duration, which I mean in European training module, it is more applied compared to Asian way, because I think I move about Asian and European way of, I've experienced them both. During my time playing for the German Bundesliga badminton. So I could have that experience and understand from both ends the philosophy and why. And I think this part is important. If we demand our players to execute everything at a higher pace, higher frequency of returns, means definitely the time has to be shortened. But we could manage the program by creating the intensity, tune the volume, and prepare the sets so that the players could achieve, I would say, 3 elements which I see important from my point of view, which is, of course, sometimes we do not make them move so much from one end to the other end. If you look purely from the lower body part of a footwork element, with this training, they do not move so much, which is correct. Traditionally, badminton in men's singles is about let's move the player as far as possible. But sometimes this training method, you have 3, I wouldn't say downside, but the elements that which we couldn't take care of, which is when things exchange at a fast pace, we could achieve 3 elements of quality. First one, the decision making. The decision making of 2 to 3 sets of skill sets interchange in between. The players have to respond faster, make decision faster. That's one thing. Second, when things happen fast, which means the muscle and the cardiovascular system is also functioning very fast, so we could achieve a higher cardiovascular demand from the players on court. Third, the contractions of muscles. Because you have everything come back to you quite fast, you have to respond and kick and create the power needs of the muscles to respond to the shots. So these 3 could apply systematically so that your players is specifically improved on these 3 segments. And then from there, the minus part of the lower body's movement, the footwork movement to cover the whole court, may be lesser in this training program, but you could always add it in on other segment. So that's the thing. So maybe we could demonstrate higher pace. Okay, let's try a bit left and right side. Amazing, yeah. And oh, sorry. Now, how about you at the back, me at the front? Yeah, okay. 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 I mean, it is pretty good view here from your side because you could see the speed of exchange is at a different pace. So it's a pacing. This pacing, if we use the HIIT system, the method to do it, we could achieve the physical demand, physical training demand, plus the hand skills, touch, and strategy, analytical skill sets, and speed of decision making, all in one. All in one. Okay, and so this is basically from my first point of delivery of my talk here, which is with this program you could apply and you could not just deliver the improvement of segmentation of skill sets, but also maintaining the quality of the physical training together in this program. Sometimes this program on an elementary level, you can go a bit slower. You can try. Whip. Yeah. Most of the time, we start with something like this. But if this is persistent and there's no increment pressure for the players get bored. And one of the most important elements in training, I believe, is that we must always attract the players' interest and their urge to focus and want to work. The element of they want to work on the program. It's just not about the giving a program, but they are just work on motions without an urge to make it better, make it faster. So this is something that we could play around a bit. And here come, I'll go into my next point. It's on the modern tactical shift. As we said just now, we can see with this transition defensive drop shots plus the long net play, we could see the rallies are quite fast and initiate with aggressive short serve. And it's important to master the tactical needs of from defense to attack transition in tight exchange and manage well the long net play with lower shuttle flight zone. And can I have the slide? Okay, this will be the sample training later. All right. And there's also a need of for the modern tactical shift. There's also a need of explosive bursts of power and precision to convert openings. Yeah. So the training program is 1 attack 2. Okay. Same. Just now we are doing the same long transition plus net, but that is in a defensive mode. That's in a defensive mode. But now sometimes when you come to a certain point of the game, for example, 18 all, or you are 20 all deals, 2019, at a very tight game, perhaps with a little bit of drift from your side. So there are external issues that force you to be ultra aggressive because you couldn't afford to lose at that point. That's where sometimes you still have a defensive drop shot position, but you go in an aggressive mode. So Anna, we can do that? Yeah. Yeah, you bring it. Yeah, I'll go in, then you go. Yeah, you could clear. Right. Yeah. And okay, we can try. Yeah. No, you bring in two corner, but you create the opening for him. I'll come in. Yeah, yeah, I come to the net. Yeah. Okay. So we could see that we could apply 2-person versus 1, or the other way around, 1 versus 2, but still it is over the head in a not so comfortable position, but you have to ignite a lot more aggression, a lot more initiative power and speed to keep the pressure on the opponent, but sometimes you really can't make the first initial move to turn it to a full defense. And the effect is to get your opponent in this position. They could attack. If you give a slow one, they come in like this, they will have a good smash. But if you put this, if they come in this position, then they could not get the full attack, and you could immediately create a counter attack from there. All right, so this is one of the way. I think by constantly creating moments, yeah, this is how we play around. The second one. The first one is how we at this position. Transition, drop shot plus long play, but aggressive mode just now. Yeah. And then in attacking mode plus front court control. This is at the back. But now, after the defense, let's add one more element. Normally, after the smash, we get the defense. In a real scenario where this is only one person here, you might not come in every time in this position. You might come in this position. Or you might come in this position. That's where the opening is ready for other positions. So here we add another element of counter-attack. So let's try, okay? So you bring in the same thing, and sometimes after that you clear for him to attack, and then you block. I don't push it because I don't come in this position sometimes because you have a good defense, and then I will come in here and I start to do a clear. You bring it down, all right? Yeah. Yeah, so there's something like that. So in this training, you could also apply by changing the intensity, the volume, the sets, the rest load. Let's say if you have 3 person, of course, it's about 1 to 2. But if you have a centralized training, major event preparation, you have some sparring, one guy only doing the training, you could do 1 minute practice, 30-second rest, then 1 minute practice, 30-second rest, or let's do 25 seconds now to prepare for the 25 seconds rest. Okay, so it is doable. The rest workload of 1 to 0.5, up to you. So it's just to challenge the player's ability to adapt under stress, under pressure, but deliver the same consistency of quality shots with lesser mistakes. I think that's the command that's where we want to command our players to achieve. Can we do it one more time? Okay, go. Whoop. Good one. Yeah, again. So this is where we trigger the trained players' mindset of low flight zone of counter commanding the front court and bring the ball down while opening up, counter, bring it back in, and then counter attack. So there's a quick change of attack and defense mode. That's where there's a short window of opportunity where we could score when our opponent is still in the attacking mindset, but the ball came down. right? So instead of you always apply for a score where you apply the good net, good clear, full smash, of course, you could also score a lot of points using this method, but it is very energy consuming. And the opponent also in full defense mode. So you have to be very accurate and your skills have to be highly precise. But that will take a lot of energy out of the players. But with this interchange between attack and defense, you could work more, I would say, smarter to steal the points from the opponent when their mindset about the tactical is not clear during the exchange. It's like setting some traps in between on a simple game plan, right? Okay. And I would like to add, come back to my first explanation. I would like to add is we're talking about more power and speed in a game of modern era, which is, I agree, fully agree. And but how? How we apply? How do we apply on a match? And how do we bring it into the training? We create an actual simulation of what is needed on game. Okay, for example, Anna, we understand when we talk about increased speed is always something that we always apply and coach our players. But the common mindset is like we move fast, but suddenly we move faster. It makes sense to everybody, I believe. So it's called a change of speed, but faster. So example, let's do something like a good clear same movement, but sometimes when I'm in this position, suddenly I come in and change. There's a change of speed, correct? But this is one level of change of speed, which is from the lower body footwork part. All right. So let's try a bit, and then you can open up again to do for him to do some attack. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so this is one way where you suddenly shorten the distance between you and the opponent from a point A position where you normally get the ball. Suddenly, by increasing the footwork speed, you come into point B. And here, you create a change of speed. Now, can we do a cross slice here? And then you bring the ball here. I'll do a change of speed. Okay? No, you can play a bit and then you go. And then the simulation is he will slice the ball here, make it easier for me. So I will do the change of speed. I will demonstrate a few momentum just for A-B contrast of have a look. Okay. So I make a change of speed, correct? Okay, again, Okay, I also make a change of speed, but on the net play, it is still the same speed. From the deliverance of a hand skill side, there's no change of speed. It is still the same skill, same speed, right? So this one, there's a change of speed, but from the delivery of the hand skills. So if you first have a change speed from the footwork, then you have another change speed from the flick or from the cross net or from the net. I mean, with a straight net, you won't see this hand skills speed change element. But if you do a cross net or flick, you will see that. Let's try something with this. We go there, okay? So this is where I changed the speed when I'm using the footwork. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, not a good one. Sorry, let's do it again. So, one change speed from the footwork, second change speed from the hand skill. So, my way of saying it, I have a double change speed. I have a double change speed. So that one could penetrate the defense system of the opponent better, right? Let's play with full court. Chance for me to showcase a bit. Sorry, guys. Just so now you do defense, and I have the front. Yes. Yes. Sorry. Oh, sorry. You could do forehand side as well. No problem. Both sides, yeah. Yeah. So that is a change of speed as well. But that change of speed element initiated from the hand side, upper body, hand skill side, not just from the footwork side. Right? So with this, I would say that's more or less the trend of how men's singles badminton is going. And that's how much I could deliver today for you guys. Thank you very much. And a little bit of perhaps one or two questions I could do for you guys. A little bit. I have a timeline there. Yeah.
Thank you, Wong Choong Hann. Let's first of all give a round of applause to the two players and let them head off the stage. Thank you to both the players for the excellent demonstration. I think we have time for one or possibly two questions. So any questions from the audience, raise your hand. And we've got 2 minutes for questions. We have one at the back here. We'll just get a microphone to you. If you could say your name and country, that would be great.
Hi, Hong Yanpi from France. And hi, Zhong Han. So
Hello.
I have a question about what I saw these days in the stadium.
Yeah.
I saw some of the men singles also trying to catch very high in the net and
Yeah.
try and play the net. So is that the trend is coming back a little bit? And then also, so one of the tactical in between you are saying we keep the net away,
Yeah.
and how you manage to train this, to be for the player to can be both success if other ones are good in the net.
Okay. You mean where is it always like there's a point A, there's a point B? This one, when you come here.
Yeah, you have like sometimes they give the net, sometimes they give you away from the
Away
net.
from the net, yes.
Yeah, so this one of the training when it's off the net.
Yeah.
So now I also saw some of the very good battles
Yeah.
on the net.
Near this part, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think normally when we do the drilling, the practice, we always practice this part because it's not that it's always happening here. I would say 40, 60 percentage ratio. But when the chance came, how well could we execute and create opening? I would say that is the key. So we always have we don't simply increase the speed to get everything here because it's not necessary and it's unproductive, and it's burning or spending our energy too much without getting any points. But when the time is right, there's a moment. You charge in, secure the position, but the accuracy and finesse of the skills at that point determine whether you will crack the opponents, get the points immediately, or you make him wobble, shaky a little bit, and give a soft opening to you. So your score comes from the next shot. But the success of this is because of this. Yeah, so I hope that answer your
Thank
question.
you.
Great. Thank you so much. We are running a little bit over time, so if it's a very quick question, we can take one more from over here, but please keep it short. Thank you. Yeah. In the green Yonex t-shirt. Yep.
Hi.
Hello.
I would just like to ask, do you see any difference between Asian players and European players in these trends?
Actually, the similarity is getting closer and closer nowadays. Yeah, because it's always easier to deliver this game plan rather than a traditional, very tight to the net, very far to every end. That demand a purposely slow down of pace to get this nice drop shot, good clear to the baseline, or some players, when they seek accuracy down to the line, during the execution of the arm swing, they have a momentary of adjustment in between to get that, but you lose speed. When you lose the power of the impact. You lose this because during the hit, you adjust and turn, and then you get the accuracy. If you look from this direction, no problem, or you look from the a camera's view from top, everything is perfect. Here. But if you look from your point of view, sideways, no pace, not enough pressure of flight pace. You do not pressure the knees of your opponent. Do they like this, or they have to like this? I mean, this part, how much pressure do you give your opponent? How much pressure do you give them on the agility from their knee side? If they are constantly forced to react, it also helps to create more lactic exit sooner for them. So on the set number 3, you could see that they still deliver the footwork, but they lose accuracy, they make silly mistakes, they make unforced error. Why? Because you have accumulated that level of lactic exit based on what you deliver from the hand and the cause effect is their legs have to work harder. Thank you.
Thank you. We'd also like to just present a small token of appreciation. We really appreciate you giving your time. It's obviously a busy week for you with many athletes in the tournament.
Thank you.
So we're really pleased that you've given the time to be here, and thank you for all the preparation. So on behalf of the BWF, we'd like to present you this small token.